Hello students, in the last video we have discussed about market segmentation strategies, right? As we know, this unit divided into two parts: market segmentation and consumer behavior. So we have done with the market segmentation. In the second part we will discuss about consumer behavior or consumer behavior analysis. So this consumer behavior or buyer behavior is relatively a new field of study in the field of marketing. Okay, it has assumed growing importance under market oriented or customer oriented marketing management. So here the presence of buyers markets for many products, the growth of consumerism and the enactment of consumer legislation have also created the special interest in consumer behavior or buyer behavior. Today consumer behavior has become the central topic of modern marketing, right? So let us go through the meaning of consumer behavior or buyer behavior. The term consumer refers to a person who buys the goods or services for his personal or household use and not for resale. Understood? So, consumer refers to a person who buys goods for himself, not for resale. On the other hand, the term buyer refers to a person who purchases goods either for resale or for his personal or household use. So, strictly speaking, the two terms consumer and buyer are not synonymous. So, they are distinct terms, they are different, so they are not same, but in practice these two terms are used interchangeably. So accordingly, the terms consumer behavior and buyer behavior are used interchangeably in marketing. So now let us take up the discussion of definition and meaning of consumer behavior or buyer behavior. So according to Walters and Powell, consumer behavior is the process whereby individuals decide what, when, where and how and from whom to purchase goods and services. This is about consumer behavior. And according to Webster, buyer behavior is all psychological, social and physical behavior of potential customers as they become aware of, evaluate, purchase, consume and tell other people about products and services. So from this definition it is clear that consumer behavior or buyer behavior is that behavior exhibited by consumers in planning, purchasing, using economic goods and services for the satisfaction of their wants. So in simple we can say that consumer behavior is the behavior exhibited by consumers in planning, purchasing and using goods and services. So this is about definition and meaning of consumer behavior or buyer behavior. In the next slide, that is characteristics of consumer behavior. We'll discuss about characteristics of consumer behavior. So this first one, consumer behavior or buyer behavior is the process. How it is a process or why it is a process? It is a process by which individuals decide whether, what, when, from where and how much to buy. So that is why it is a process, right? Second one, consumer behavior comprises both mental and physical activities of a consumer. So this comprises both activities, mental as well as physical activities of a consumer when he wants to buy goods or services to satisfy his needs. So this comprises mental as well as physical activities because he purchases the goods when he wants to buy, right. So he take the services when he wants to take the service, right. So that's why it comprises both mental and physical activities of a consumer. It covers both visible and invisible activities of a buyer. It covers both. The visible activities refers to physical activities like going to the marketplace, buying the product, consuming it. This is a physical activity, The invisible activities refers to mental activities like thinking about the product, deciding to buy or not to buy the product, deciding to buy one brand instead of another brand, and so on. These are the invisible activities. So this covers both visible and invisible activities of the buyer. And next one, buyer behavior is very complex, right? It is very complex because here the buyer, he buys the goods when he wants, right? He sells the goods, or take for example, if they want the product, then they buy according to their needs and attitudes, right? According to their needs and uh, habits of the customer, they buy the goods. And next one, buyer behavior is dynamic, that is, it is constantly changing, right? So buyer behavior is constantly changing, it is never fixed. So the marketing management is required to adjust the marketing fix with the changes in buying behavior. So marketer, they have to adjust the marketing mix according to the changes in buying behavior. Next one, an individual's buyer behavior or individual's behavior is influenced by internal factors and external factors. So an individual's is influenced by internal factors. Internal factors means like needs, habits, instincts, motives, attitudes, etc. are also internal factors. And external factors means like family, social groups, culture, status, position, economic and business conditions. Next one, the buyer behavior or buying behavior is the sum total of the behavior of a number of persons. For instance, the decision to buy a car for a family is made by all the members of the family, right? Or all the members of the family jointly. So this makes the study of consumer behavior complex. And in some cases, the decision to buy is taken not by the consumer himself but by a third party. So in the case of patient, the decision regarding the medicine to be purchased is taken by the doctor, right? The purchase is made by the relatives of the patient and the medicine is actually consumed by the patient. So this also makes the study of consumer behavior complex. Consumer behavior is influenced by a number of marketing stimuli offered by a marketer. So the consumer behavior can be regarded as a stimulus response. It may be noted that the response on the part of a buyer may be positive or negative. So this consumer behavior is influenced by number of marketing stimuli offered by the marketer. Buyer behavior involves both individual process and group process. So it involves both individual process, that is psychological process, and group process. Group process in the sense social process. And consumer behavior is basically social in nature. Social environment plays an important role in shaping buying behavior. This is about characteristics of consumer behavior. Next concept, importance of consumer behavior analysis. In the olden days, marketing was seller oriented. You know that in the uh, traditional marketing, that was seller oriented. There was sellers market, right? The consumers had to purchase whatever was offered to them. But today the modern marketing or the things have been changed. Modern marketing has become consumer oriented and there is buyers market in many cases, right? No marketing efforts can be successful if the choices or tastes and attitudes of the customers are properly considered. Therefore the study of consumer behavior or consumer behavior analysis has become quite essential for decision making. So it is quite necessary for framing production policies, price policies, decision regarding channels of distribution and decisions regarding sales promotion. The study of consumer behavior of vital importance for the following purposes. So there are five importance of consumer behavior analysis. First one, production policies. A study of consumer behavior gives an insight into the various factors or attributes in a particular product, so which prompt a consumer to purchase that product. Such knowledge will help the producer to pay special attention to those attributes in his product to attract the customers. Thus, a study of consumer behavior helps in great deal in formulating the production policies. So here, consumer behavior which gives various factors or attributes for a particular product. Such knowledge will help the producer to pay attention to those attributes in his product to attract the customers. So now here the marketer, they have to they have to produce such kind of product which should be attracted to the customers, right? So this is one of the importance of consumer behavior analysis. Second one, price policies. The study of consumer behavior is equally important in formulating price policies. For instance, if the buyers purchase particular products only because those products are cheaper than the competitive products, then the prices of such products cannot be raised. Understood? So on the other hand, if some products are purchased by consumers because they enhance the prestige and social status of the purchases, then the price of such products can be raised. Thus, a study of buyer behavior helps the marketers in formulating the price policies of their products. Next, the third one, distribution policies, that is decision regarding channels of distribution. A knowledge of consumer behavior is helpful in taking decision regarding channels of distribution. Every marketer should make efforts to distribute the products through channels of distribution, so most suited to the consumers. For instance, goods which are sold and bought solely because of low price must have cheap and economical distribution channels, so like television sets, refrigerators which require after sale services. You know that after the sale, that TV sets or television sets, refrigerators, they need after sale services, must have different channels of distribution. Thus, decision regarding channels of distribution are taken on the basis of consumer behavior. So this consumer behavior which helpful in taking the decision regarding channels of distribution to the marketer. And fourth one, sales promotion policies or decision regarding sales promotion. A study of consumer behavior is also helpful in making decision regarding sales promotion. It helps the marketers to know the buying motives of the consumer, to make purchases and to use the information gathered about buying motives in advertising media to awaken the consumer's desire to purchase. Thus, a study of consumer behavior is helpful in marketing in formulating sales promotional policies. You know that sales promotional activities like advertisement, television, giving advertisement on television or in a newspaper or in journals. So a study of consumer behavior which helpful to the marketer to formulate the sales promotional activities or sales promotional policies, right? Next one, exploiting marketing opportunities. A study of consumer behavior helps the marketers to understand the customer's needs, aspirations, expectations, problems. So this knowledge will be useful to the marketers in exploiting marketing opportunities and meeting the challenges of the market. So here this is about importance of consumer behavior in the exploiting of marketing opportunities. So this which helps the marketer to understand the consumer needs, right? So here in the modern marketing, the consumers, the marketers, they produce according to the needs, attitudes or habits of the customers, right? So this exploiting opportunities or exploiting marketing opportunities, this helps the or this market consumer behavior which helps the marketer to understand the customers needs or expectations or their problems or their attitudes or their habits, right? So this knowledge will be useful to marketer exploiting the marketing opportunities, or they can grab the marketing opportunities or opportunities in the market so that they can improve or they can increase their sales volume. At the same time, their profit also increases. So this is about consumer behavior analysis. Thank you.